大家好，我是九安电视的主持人康婷婷。现在呢，我在我们联合国的1号酒店，为大家发回现场报道。Hello everybody, my name is Olivia. I'm the reporter of Peace Ever TV, and now I'm in New York, United Nations One Hotel. And this is an event hosted by World Development Foundation. And right now, in the reception, we can see the CEO, the president of World Development Foundation, is shaking hands and greeting all the people, all the ambassadors from different countries. Today, the reception has invited more than 30 ambassadors from 30 different countries, and we can see the foundation prepared a lot of good food and wine and all different type of drinks for the ambassadors today.
McDonald, my friend, please.
Thank you very much, Frederick, and dear friends. Before I start, I want to ask you to observe a moment of silence for, I've been here for 10 years, and in the 10 years in the mission we lost 3 persons. I lost my driver, Mr. Dias. He died in Sri Lanka. I lost my financial attaché, Madame McIntosh. And in September, at the end of September, I lost my son. We lost Yannick. So I just want to ask you to observe a moment of silence. Thank you very much. I didn't prepare a speech or something, and because at the UN we have enough speeches, so I just want to take this moment to say thanks to a number of people, and also to inform you what I'm going to do, because I know that Patrick is really excited to know what I will do. So let me first thank my family. I thank Hyacinth, Jamal, Gabriela, Tirsa, Jaricia for being with me for the last 10 years and for encouraging me and supporting me in what I did. And that is, working on my passion at the United Nations. The second group I would like to thank is my staff, my former staff. Everybody in the mission know that we run the business like the embassy, the mission like a family business, and the name of the family was Suriname. So I got very much. I know that Raymond is here. Everything I've been able to do and everything I've been able to achieve at the United Nations, that was just because of a very good staff. And from the drivers, everybody was there for me. So I want to thank you all for that big kind of support. I also need to thank 2 presidents of Suriname. The first president was President Felician, who I can tell you before I became an ambassador, I've never met him personally. I met him twice at Summits of the Americas, but he probably saw something in me. I was the deputy in Washington, D.C., and it was on my birthday on the 3rd of August, 11 years ago, when it was on my birthday, I received a phone call from the minister, and she offered me the position in New York. I will never forget that. And President Felician saw something in me which maybe I didn't see yet. But I came, and I hope that I have not disappointed him. Another president I would like to thank is President Bouterse, because when he took office in 2010, he kept me in the mission for 6 more years. And I can tell you, the two presidents are from opposite sides, coalition and opposition. So I'm really proud that, and then when I went to Suriname in 2015, President Bouterse appointed me again. So I came back in 2017. And I really would like to thank him and both presidents for the opportunity they have given me to be able to serve at the United Nations for 10 years. I think I'm the longest serving diplomat, or certainly longest serving permanent representative of Suriname at the UN. And I will definitely not forget that. So I thank both presidents for believing in me. Fourth group, the Surinamese community here. I want to recognize two persons. Sayomara is there, and our other Olympic hopeful who came all the way from Harvard. Those are students who I have been in contact with, and both are here. One came from Harvard and the other one from North Carolina. I want to recognize them because they are, the future. And I've been certainly very good in contact with them, and in fact, they are telling me that I'm inspiring them, and I always tell them that they are inspiring me because these people are talking about Olympics. In fact, one of them already went to the Olympic Games, and Sayomara is looking for the next Olympic. So thank you very much, Surinamese community. I also know that a friend of mine came all the way from Suriname, and another friend of mine came all the way from French Guiana. And I hope he's already here, but there are people who are supporting me all of my life, and I want to recognize them. What will I do? Because I don't want to speak too long. All of you know that I came here in 2007. 2007 was the time at the middle of the Millennium Development Goals. And as a human rights lawyer, I became obsessed with Goal 5, of course. And I have been working strongly on that with my friends. And then in 2010, the United Nations started to begin to think about what to do next after the Millennium Development Goals. So we started to think about creating a new development program, which we call now the Sustainable Development Goals. That same year, I was the chairman of the third committee. So with that excitement and with that movement at the United Nations, I became really obsessed with what is happening at the UN, and certainly on Goal 5. And I need to recognize my friend Einar from Iceland, who was here. And with his predecessor, Greta, we certainly, in fact, I was in the mission of Iceland almost every month. Greta was in my mission as well. And Suriname and Iceland started a kind of a synergy, kind of cooperation, which has been very instrumental in my entire career. That's why I was one of the first person who started to join the he for she movement at the United Nations. And then we even organized the barbershop conferences twice. And the barbershop conferences are simple conferences where we invited men and women, of course, but we were focusing on the men to talk about the biggest human rights violation on earth, and that's violence against women. So, Einar, I see you standing there, and thank you very much for being my good friend. And I hope that you can pass this this message to Greta as well. So I started to become very obsessed with the Millennium Development Goals, certainly on Sustainable Development Goals. And then in February, I met my friend Dr. Go from the World Development Foundation. He just started NGO at the United Nations the year before. And we were talking about me finalizing my stint at the United Nations and what to do next. And since I'm really, excited to to continue to work on sustainable development goals, they offered me, since the World Development Foundation was quite new, they offered me to help, to become in the leadership. I became the president of the World Development Board. I will be the president of the World Development Foundation. And the World Development Foundation, has a very simple nucleus. Our main goal is to make sure that we are able to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in the next 30 years. You know, the Millennium Development Goals was to bring poverty back by 50%, to bring it back by half. And we have achieved that goal. The main goal of the Sustainable Development Goals is to eliminate poverty completely. And absolutely we can. You can ask every UN ambassador, we sternly believe that we will be able to do that. But we need to focus. And at the World Development Goals, and then I will stop, we decided to focus on Goal 17, and that is public-private partnership. But not only that, we decided to link it with Goal 16. And Goal 16 is the goal that is focusing on strong judicial institutions, strong environment of legality, strong on fighting corruption, and all of those things. We not only are looking at Sustainable Development Goals number 17, public-private partnership, which we see as bringing together governments, the United Nations institutions, businesses, and civil society, but link it with Goal 16. And that's where we really want to start. And of course, we will certainly look at certain goals. We'll look at all 17, but we will concentrate on those goals that are interlinked with the others. And these goals are goal number 4, education. Those who are coming with my background, they know where education can bring you. Goal 5, that is the goal that deals with gender equality. Goal 8, that is the goal that deals with having good jobs all over the world, because with good jobs, you will eliminate or eradicate poverty, and that's why I'm looking into tourism. Goal 11, sustainable cities. And goal 13, that is the goal that is set aside to make sure that we have a healthy planet. And all of this work, we will make sure that at the end we also concentrate on the fact that we as human beings are healthy and that we create healthy populations. So with that, I hope I've been able to do it in 5 minutes, but I want to thank everybody for being here, and for all of my friends. I was really, luckily I didn't become emotional today because I'm a very emotional person, but I'm really touched and thrilled to see all of you here. And definitely there are people here who I know for exactly 10 years, some who I know even longer, as my friend from Suriname, but I will never forget this evening, because it is an evening where I saw all of my friends who helped me to, I can say that, to build a very nice career here in New York at the United Nations. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador. I know that we want to get back to mingling, but I thought it might be a good idea to invite some people to say a few words, if you like, about Ambassador or to him. And I wanted to offer that opportunity. First, I would like to hear from the gentleman who has really produced this evening, our founder and funder at the World Development Foundation, who has done a tremendous amount of work already, helping United Nations missions present conferences, supporting those conferences that elucidate some of the ideas within the Sustainable Development Goals. and his work to create the World Development Foundation is well regarded here and in Beijing, where we began. I want to introduce our founder, Dr. William Guo. Dr. Guo Zhang. Dr. Guo, would you come up and say a few words, please?
Thank you. Ambassador a little bit taller, so I need yeah. I'm very happy tonight. I'm Dr. Guo, founder and the chair of the World Development Foundation. So today we are here. I think we have three proposals. The first for Ambassador Henry McDonald. Everybody know Ambassador work with Suriname mission for 10 years as the ambassador and the PR. So now he becomes the new president of World Development Foundation. Work with us. I'm very happy because I'm free. So this is the first reason. And the second, I think, I want to provide the ambassadors and the guests with a chance. As the platform, we can make the relationship and also make the friendship. This is the platform. So I saw many people know each other. So as the family, very close. And the third, I want every people here can give World Development Foundation more advisor for our work in future. So I hope so. So I hereby thank all of you for your presence here, and I wish you all the best in the 2018 next year. Finally, I will hand over Ambassador Henry McDonald and Mr. Patrick Sirada the appointment to their hands. Thank you. Yes. This for ambassador. Yes, as the president of the World Development Foundation. And one more, Ambassador Henry McDonald, also the co-founder for Cancun International Club. So this is the co-founder. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Wonderful, thank you all. I wonder if there's anyone who would like to address Ambassador McDonald, say anything of a tribute to him. We have a separate microphone. Please feel free to come forward if you'd like to. I thank you very much for that.
I'm Abraham Joseph, Vice President of the Development Group's Global Watch. I'm very honored to speak on behalf of the Development Group's Global Watch, especially honoring Ambassador MacDonald. Ambassador MacDonald has been very active at the United Nations on the MDGs as well as the Sustainable Development Goals, and we have closely interacted with the MDG Global Watch, and he was working at the Suriname Mission as well as some of the SDGs. In fact, I would like to mention that in his new position, he will be closely interacting with the Development Group's Global Watch, and I wish him, on behalf of the Development Group's Global Watch, all the best in his new assignment as President of the World Development Foundation. Thank you very much.
Yes, so if you'd like to come up, I just ask people, please do not give any awards or certificates when you come up. We'll be here all night. People really want to get back to eating and enjoying each other. So please, if you can, just come up and say a word if you like. We'd appreciate that. Please.
Good evening, all. I'm from Suriname also, and Ambassador Henry MacDonald is also from Suriname. We have worked closely together when it comes to violence against women. He has also come in the conference. Every year we have a conference, and he always participated in that scope as a key speaker at our conferences. So, and now that he's going into a new journey, I wish him all the best. We have worked closely together. Whenever he has any meetings or gathering, I'm always there as a Surinamese to support him also, and also support him with violence against women. We work in domestic violence area, and we address it all the needs when it comes to violence. So I want to thank him for all his support and continue supporting us, and then in his journey, his new journey, wish him all the best. And best of luck from Suriname, America, all over the world. Love you, Henry.
Thank you. I'm Richard Jordan. I just want one reflection to share about Ambassador MacDonald. In the summer, I had the pleasure of working with 8 Chinese interns, and the ambassador was gracious enough to sit with all of us in the Indonesian lounge and listen to a presentation on Chinese heritage sites and observatories for sustainable tourism. So that was a great treat for me to be with the students who just thought this is the greatest thing they could ever have experienced. So, Ambassador, thank you on behalf of those generations who are to come after us. Thank you so much.
I'm Dr. Christine Robak, patient of Ukraine, and working on an internship program with World Information Transfer. And Ambassador MacDonald has been just a wonderful help in our speakers program, addressing very, very bright future leaders of the world. So not only I want to thank him again publicly, but also wish him the best possible resolution of the SDGs that we can accomplish. Yes.
Yes. Good evening, everybody. My name is Nicole Phillip. I work with the organization Volunteers of America. I was invited here by my very close friend, Ms. Judith Namai. I have heard so much about Ambassador Henry, and I would like to congratulate him on today's honorary. And just knowing that you have worked so closely with not just different nations, but overall with the United Nations. This is my first time here, and I really would like to say thank you, and I hope to see you more often.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Janet Karim. I come from Malawi. I used to be a diplomat at the Malawi mission to the United Nations. I'm not here in a capacity as a diplomat, but I'm a former diplomat. However, I just wanted to come and wish Ambassador McDonald well. And I just want to let you know that we got to know Ambassador McDonald as a friend. And you know how protocol things are at the United Nations. When the ambassador is ambassador, he's an ambassador. But when he was chairman of the third committee, I have to let you know that that was the year that I really enjoyed working hard at the United Nations. We were there working and negotiating in committee work up to 11 o'clock, sometimes even 3 o'clock in the morning, and we really enjoyed doing our work. And Ambassador McDonald really moved us along, and I can say I'm so happy that he's continuing to work within the development work, because I know that the sustainable development goals are going to be realized, because he's the person who sets goals, he sets targets, and he aims to meet them. And if the people that he has delegated to do something don't meet those targets, he gets on their backs and makes sure that they do it, and they do it in time. And I just want to let you know, Ambassador, I'm not flattering you. I really enjoyed the time that you were chairing the third committee. And I didn't sleep at all. Sometimes you sleep, sometimes these committee meetings, they become boring. But I didn't sleep at all simply because Ambassador McDonald made sure that we did our work. And after he finished being chairman, he didn't throw us off the wayside. He still remembered us, to the point of even remembering to invite me to this function. And I am so honored, and I'm really, really humbled. And I think this is a giant of a person, the kind of people we need in development work. God bless you, Ambassador.
Mr. Raymond, if you please.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think I was one of the least people the ambassador mentioned by name tonight. It's not good of me if I left and everybody don't know who the Raymond is that Ambassador was referring to when he was talking as a staff. I felt also the need to say something because I think I'm here as one of the only ones who work very closely with Ambassador. That's why it was not a problem, but I still picked up that I had to stand in line waiting 15 minutes before I could shake his hands. you know. But I didn't take an issue with that because that shows how how interested people are to meet Ambassador, to come here, to congratulate him with the 10 years, successful years, representing Suriname at the United Nations, and also taking the opportunity to congratulate him with the new responsibility that he is taking, presiding over the World Development Foundation. So I didn't want to lose this opportunity to also join everybody who is here to celebrate with him the achievements of the past 10 years, but also to, you know, support him, stand behind him, and show him that we will be there for him going forward in achieving greater goals with where he's going. The lady who just left missed to say something when Ambassador was chair of the third committee, and that is that he said, look, when my colleagues, when they finish chairing the committee, then they will have a reception. But me, I want to enjoy it with the people that work. So Suriname gave the biggest party ever in Suriname. And I hope that in his new role, we may also be able to enjoy that. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Wawan St-Flavin, and I'm from Haiti, and it's really an honor to be here tonight. I've been invited by Dr. Gore and Christina. So I would like to take a moment to congratulate our ambassador and the president of World Foundation Development. And I had a chance to meet with him a short time ago, but what I see in him is a great leader, someone who could take the foundation to the next level. And once again, congratulations, and I wish you all the best, and we're looking forward to work with you.
Thank you. Poor Ambassador, he's asking if he has to speak again. I ask you all to please enjoy the rest of our time together. We have about another half hour. We have a wonderful group of people here and a wonderful ambassador to enjoy. I can come up with about 1,000 wonderful stories. Maybe I can talk to you about them as I meet you. One of the best was standing in front of the synagogue and Muslim temple, which are next door to each other in the capital of Suriname. There are 16 cultures living there side by side. It's a beautiful, wonderful country that I've been proud to help represent. I thank you all. Please enjoy yourself. Oh, here's someone else who'd like to come up. Wait a moment. Here's one more.
Thank you, Patrick. Good evening, everybody. My name is Wale Idris Ajibade, and I really have the obligation of saying something tonight because friends would not be happy to know that there was an opportunity to say something and I missed out on it. So on behalf of many people from Africa, as well as indigenous people here in the United States, especially our friend, Chief Wompimikwi Wampatak, I know will be very pleased that I pass this message on to the ambassador. I'll say just a few things about Ambassador McDonald. Really, we'll miss you. And you know that we'll miss you very much. When I first heard about the news of you leaving, my heart really shook because you've been a friend and a partner in many of the programs where you always led us on and kept us on the right path. You've been a rock to us and really a lighthouse for our judgment. We'll miss you tremendously, but I hope that your door remains open to receiving our friendship as well as our solicitation, if you don't mind. You know how much we love you, we care about you, and know that we'll always be there for you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Great message. Please enjoy yourselves, everyone. We look forward to meeting you all. Thank you very much for coming. Bye-bye now.
Thank you. Do you have mine? I was asked to interview you about the World Development Foundation. What are your future plans with the World Development Foundation, and which countries you're planning to work, and what is your agenda, and what are you planning to focus?
It is, as I said, it's really easy what we are doing. We are trying to combine goal 17, that is the last goal, and goal
partnerships.
16.
It's very, very
is
important.
Partnerships, public-private partnerships, and 16 has to do with having everything happening in a legal and a correct framework. You know, we are all against things that are not going correct. So what we will do is to bring goal 16 and goal 17 together, so that public-private partnership will be executed in a legal way, in a structured way, and in a correct way.
Wonderful.
So, and that is one. Secondly, we will focus on certain sustainable development goals that are key to realize all the others. Goal 4, education. Gender equality has been my strongest side at the United Nations for at least the 6 years. You know, I've been
I read your post on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's very good. That is one. Jobs will, because the creation of jobs, that will minimize, that will help us to eliminate poverty. Sustainable cities. There are a lot of problems in big cities. We know what the problems are.
Yes.
And the goal 13 that is dealing with our planet. And all of these goals, we will try to realize them while we make sure that human beings, individuals, and collectivities are healthy. That is in a nutshell what will be our program. And you asked me also in which countries. We are looking at regions. I'm going to Suriname next week to open the World Development Foundation in Suriname. That foundation will focus on Latin America and the Caribbean.
Okay. So is it going to be a joint venture between World Development Foundation and Suriname?
Of the international one in New York.
Great.
And I'm very excited to work in Africa too. So the first one will be the Caribbean and Latin America because I'm from that region. But immediately thereafter, I will be looking at the African continent. And then we'll take it from there step by step. But we'll start in New York. The second step will be Suriname, focusing on the GRULAC region, Latin America, and the Caribbean region. And the third step will be Africa. And then from there, we'll see if we will go to Asia first or Europe first. But that is in a nutshell what we're going to do and how we've seen our activities in the future.
That sounds like a great plan. A lot of interesting ideas, and I would like to congratulate you with the next step.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much.